What's up, everybody? This is Chris Surratt bringing you another edition of the Car Concierge, the show that helps with the buying, selling, maintaining, and repairing of your vehicle. On today's show, we're going to touch on a topic that we talked about a little while ago, tariff buying, and how the tariffs that just now started to kick in has affected the automotive industry and the automotive market. Next up, we're going to talk about one of our favorite quarterbacks, John Elway. He deals with an accident that happened during a music festival with one of his friends dying as he drove a golf cart around at this festival. And last but not least, we're going to talk about Tesla and Elon Musk as reports come out that Tesla is looking for a new CEO to appoint as a successor for Elon Musk. And as Elon Musk says, that's not true. All right, let's jump straight in. So, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the tariffs. Of course, we talked a lot about the tariffs. But a couple of weeks ago, we talked about how the tariffs were getting a lot of people to go out and buy vehicles because they were afraid that the cost of the vehicles were going to skyrocket when the tariffs kicked in. So, we're going to tell you a story about how that was true because, I try to be as true as possible as I can. That it was true that people went out and started buying a lot of cars. So there was a lot of uptick in the amount of cars that was bought in pretty much April. So let's check out that story real quick. And then we'll keep it moving.
Days since tariffs went into effect, dealerships across the nation saw a sharp rise in car sales from people hoping to avoid a new and more expensive price tag.
We sold a bunch of cars, which, it's common to sell quite a few, but we sold a lot. So you can tell that people were looking to buy. They just were really unsure about how it was going to play out.
As the price tag changes, consumer actions on new vehicles could also impact another part of the auto market.
It will affect used car values as well. They'll skyrocket again, which is not really the best thing for us right now, considering that we're barely getting back our auto market.
Finance professor Sanjay Varshney says this is because tariff threats have created the most uncertainty since 2020.
I think it's very hard to be patient during these times, but I would caution people not to jump to too many conclusions too soon. The game has just begun.
But domestic dealerships like GM or Ford could be an option for those concerned with extra costs.
These are all made here in the U.S. They do have some parts that are from out of the country, of course.
General Sales Manager Esteban Yanes tells us that 80% of their inventory is all made in the U.S. And last week, Ford also announced they'd be offering employee discounts to customers, meaning that whatever they have on inventory will be cheaper depending on the vehicle.
This is still the time to buy if you absolutely need one. But if you can wait a little bit, I think you could. The market is pricing in the worst case scenario. That worst case scenario may not materialize.
While they don't expect a major tariff hit, Yanes says they are trying to figure out how these will impact the price of vehicle parts. Marisela de la Cruz, KCRA 3 News.
All right, so once again, this is exactly what we were talking about when we brought this out before. It's a simple fact that we just don't know how tariffs are going to affect anything, but it's a perfect time to buy because, with the fear of tariffs, these automotive dealerships are putting out great pricing, employee pricing, matching prices with used cars and the used car inventory. So let's face it, tariffs have created gain for the automotive industry. They've created sales for the automotive industry. The April was pretty much one of the biggest automotive sales months in last couple of years because of the fear of tariffs. So just like I said, there was going to be a lot of tariff fear buying from a lot of people, and it's not a good thing. It's definitely not a good thing. It's a good thing for the automotive industry. They're selling cars. The ability to buy cars with the employee pricing discount causes, people to be getting good pricing on these cars. So in that way, it's a very good thing. But the fact that it's fear buying and it's people are buying because they're afraid that something's going to happen in the future that nobody is for sure is going to happen, that in itself is not a good thing. You want to buy when you're right to buy. You don't want to buy out of fear that things are going to be more expensive. You don't want to go out there and start buying things you really don't need just because you think that in the future you might need it, and in the future it might be more expensive. It's a bad circle, but it is a good thing because cars are being sold. Markets are being made. People are making money off the sale of cars now. And that is a good thing. That in itself is a great thing. Like this sales manager is saying now. You know, the idea that the worry, really, of cars skyrocketing in price because of their parts being made overseas or the cars themselves being assembled overseas, that's still just a big fear that hasn't matriculated yet. It's just a big fear of tariffs. Now tariffs are set to kick in any day now, and we'll really see an idea on how it affects the cost of these things. But I don't think that it's going to affect the cost of things at all. I think I saw, and we'll probably do a story on it, but I think I saw somewhere where GM said that they're not worried about how tariffs are and they're going to just eat the tariffs. And that's going to be the sentiment of a lot of companies. They're just going to go ahead and eat any amount of tariffs that they have and try to keep the pricing the same because of competition. They want to still be able to sell their cars, and if the competition is eating tariffs to allow for their cars to be cheaper, they're going to do the same. All right, so let's keep it moving. This is probably going to be a short show. Not a lot to talk about this week. All right, next up, we're going to talk about John Elway. Now, John Elway, one of the greatest quarterbacks of my time, led the Denver Broncos to a couple of Super Bowl wins. He's enthralled in a little bit of situation where there was an accident where he was driving a golf cart, and one of his friends died. So let's check that out.
A tragic accident at a star-studded music festival in California. Big names like actress Sydney Sweeney were there. But after the concert, there was an accident involving football legend John Elway and his business partner. As Jim Murray reports, the business partner and dear friend of Elway has died after falling off a golf cart.
Quarterback legend John Elway is at the center of a heartbreaking mystery. His friend and agent has died after falling off a golf cart.
The accident happened behind the gates of this upscale golfing community in La Quinta, California. 64-year-old Elway was reportedly driving the golf cart when his friend fell off and struck his head on the concrete.
The Hall of Famer, who won the Super Bowl twice for the Denver Broncos, is said to be devastated by the accident.
It was so scary.
This witness came upon the accident.
Did you see John Elway? What was his reaction? What was he doing?
Yeah, he was on the phone trying to call 911, call anyone.
The victim was 62-year-old Jeff Spurbeck. When Elway appeared on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Spurbeck was his lifeline call.
Let's phone a friend. I'm going to call my friend Jeff Spurbeck.
Wow, that's real.
What does Jeff do?
Jeff is my agent and also a good friend.
Hello, Jeff.
Yes.
Hi, Regis Philbin calling from New York.
How you doing, Regis?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Got one of your clients here, John Elway.
Earlier the day of the accident, Elway and Spurbeck had reportedly attended the popular Stagecoach Music Festival, headlined by country star Jelly Roll. Actress Sydney Sweeney also attended the event.
At the hospital, Jeff Spurbeck was put on life support to keep him alive long enough to harvest his organs for donation.
That sucks. Oh, that's horrible. I mean, it's horrible. When anybody passes, no matter who they are, no matter when it happens, it's a horrible situation, guys. So, and of course, we're talking about what seems to be an accident. Golf cart riding, chilling. You know, you accidentally hit a bump, fall off. But there's some controversy going on when it comes to this. Let's check out this story by Yahoo News. All right, so Fox News, Yahoo News. Strange handling of John Elway golf cart incident called out by ex-prosecutor who says mistakes were made. Let's check this out. This is by Adam Sabies, and this is from Saturday, May 3rd. A former federal prosecutor in California said he thinks the sheriff's office involved in investigating John Elway's golf cart incident is either being dishonest or not doing its job. According to officials, Elway's longtime friend and agent Jeffrey Spurbeck, 62, fell off the back of a golf cart at the Madison Club in La Quinta, California. A Cal Fire spokesperson told Fox News Digital the agency responded to the incident at 6:50 p.m. March 26. Spurbeck sustained serious injuries and was transported to Desert Regional Medical Center in Palm Springs, where he died Wednesday. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office opened an investigation into the golf cart incident. Elway hasn't been charged with any crime. Fox News Digital confirmed Friday that Elway has retained Denver-based lawyer Harvey Steinberg. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office said in a Friday evening post on X that there is nothing to indicate that this is anything more than a tragic accident. TMZ reported Elway was driving the golf cart at the time of the incident and was leaving a Stagecoach after party. Public records show Elway has a property 10 minutes away from the Madison Club. California Sheriff learned of John Elway golf cart incident 2 days later, says it's now investigating. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office said it received information Monday, 2 days after the incident. Fox News Digital asked the Sheriff's Office why it hadn't learned about the incident until 2 days later, but didn't receive a response. A CAL FIRE spokesperson said the Riverside County Sheriff's Office wasn't asked to respond to the incident due to the call being medical in nature. Former Assistant U.S. Attorney Nima Rahmani told Fox News Digital the Riverside County Sheriff's Office is either being less than honest or not doing their job in response to why it took 2 days for the agency to learn of the incident. Nothing else makes sense, Rahmani added. He said it's strange that law enforcement didn't respond to the incident. Maybe it's a good thing it's coming from a former federal prosecutor. It appears we are all much better off with them in retirement. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco told Fox News Digital in response to the comments. Wow. Okay. The Riverside County Sheriff's Office said Wednesday it would take appropriate action based on the outcome of the investigation. Elway publicly commented on the incident after Spurbeck died Wednesday, according to ESPN. I am absolutely devastated and heartbroken by the passing of my close friend, business partner, and agent, Jeff Spurbeck, Elway said. There are no words to truly express the profound sadness I feel with the sudden loss of someone who has meant so much to me. Spurbeck's family also released a statement after his death. We are deeply saddened to share the passing of our beloved Jeff Spurbeck. He was a wonderful father, husband, brother, son, and friend to many and will be profoundly missed by all, the Spurbeck family said. We are grieving this unimaginable loss as a family alongside our dearest friends, the Elways, and the many other clients Jeff called friends. Elway and Spurbeck became friends in 1990 after Spurbeck became Elway's manager. Among Spurbeck's other clients are Pro Football Hall of Famers Ronnie Lott and Jimmy Plunkett. An agent had represented hundreds of other NFL players. All right, so I mean, it sounds like the only thing we're talking about here is that, the sheriff's department didn't respond to the incident. It sounded like the young lady said that John Elway called 911, so, you would think that they would have responded. Maybe it's a situation where, that everybody thought it was in medical in nature, so if the ambulance or, the medical emergency team was the only people to respond, that kind of made sense. The only reason that you would think that the police would respond if there was some malfeasance going on when it happened, and it doesn't seem like that was the case at all. So I don't know. I'm not understanding completely on why it's in question. There's nothing. I don't see anything that could even profoundly be looked at as caused by Elway. Maybe he was driving recklessly. We don't know that. I mean, there could be some, truth in that, but there's nothing here or in any notification that shows that he was driving recklessly, that anybody is in any thought process of thinking that John Elway did this in any way other than it being an accident. So, it's one of those things where this is pretty much a non-starter, I think. I don't foresee that Elway getting in trouble in no shape or form, and I just feel sorry for the Spurbeck family and the Elway family to be dealing with this at this time, because obviously this man was much as one, it had to be this guy, be Elway's best friend, one of his best friends. You call him, when you're doing, that Million show and for help, that says a lot. That says you know this person really well, and you spend a lot of time with this person. So it's just sad. I'm not gonna sit here and act like this is some indication that John Elway did something wrong, and it just seems like the only backstory is this prosecutor is saying that the sheriff's department did something wrong in not responding to the incident. So seems like a really non-starter. Seems like it's not really a story that holds any weight whatsoever on John Elway as a person or the incident in itself. So we're just gonna keep it moving, as it were. All right, probably a really short show today, guys. Beautiful Sunday. I think I need to go take care of some stuff anyway. So let's just knock out this last story. I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. All right, so last but not least, they're going after Elon Musk again. It's not uncommon. We've seen this a lot. And what can you say? Elon Musk has been dealing with a lot while he's been monitoring and assisting the president when it comes to Doge and going after corruption when it comes to the government and all these things. And he hasn't spent the adequate amount of time that one would think you would need on Tesla and taking care of Tesla. And as a result, Tesla has fallen. Stocks have dropped. Sales was falling. They have Cybertrucks just sitting on the lot, not even moving whatsoever. So a story came out that Tesla was looking for a successor for Elon Musk. A guy to take over for Elon Musk because, when things are going bad, you look to the top and you think, if we change the top and change Elon Musk out, maybe things will get better. Well, I don't think that's how Elon Musk sees it, and I don't think he's afraid of being taken down. But let's check it out.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting the Tesla board is looking to replace its billionaire CEO, Elon Musk. But Musk and others are refuting the story, calling it a deliberately false article. Musk wrote on X Thursday, a day after the report, it's an extremely bad breach of ethics that the Wall Street Journal would publish a deliberately false article and fail to include an unequivocal denial beforehand by the Tesla board of directors. Tesla's chair, Robin Denholm, also backs up Musk, writing on X Wednesday, calling the article absolutely false, saying the journal was told before the publishing of the article it was untrue. Denholm says the CEO of Tesla is Elon Musk, and the board is highly confident in his ability to continue executing on the exciting growth plan. The journal reports several Tesla investors and board members were looking to find Musk's successor, citing a lack of attention to the company as he worked closely with the Trump administration. Musk is heading efforts to reduce the size of the federal government and reduce what the administration sees as waste through the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. DOGE has attempted to shutter federal agencies and oversaw tens of thousands of layoffs of federal employees. The journal says sources familiar with the matter acknowledged Tesla's board of 8 contacted several executive firms to begin the process of finding a new CEO. The journal says Musk never responded to its request for comment. Musk's work with the Trump administration prompted Democratic backlash and protests as well as boycotts against Tesla. Last week, the automaker revealed its first quarter profit missed expectations by more than 70%. Amid the profit drop, Musk reportedly vowed to spend more time at Tesla. President Trump acknowledged Musk is seeking to get back to his company while emphasizing he's always welcome at the White House. Despite his warm relationship with Trump, Musk has continually sparred with White House trade advisor Peter Navarro over the administration's rollout of tariffs, particularly China, which faces tariffs of up to 245% on some goods. Tesla has major business ties in both Beijing and the U.S. While Tesla faces new obstacles financially, Musk reportedly believes the company will ultimately prevail with future investments in artificial intelligence, self-driving taxis, and robotics. Critics say that if Musk focuses more on Tesla and removes himself from Doge efforts, it may jeopardize the Trump administration's efforts to downsize the federal government. For more on this story, you can download the Straight Arrow News app or visit us online at san.com.
So, I mean, it's the continuous attack on Tesla and Elon Musk that has brought on these incidents and these storylines. He boldly stated that this was some bull jive, and he's coming after the Wall Street Journal for even putting it out and putting out this sentiment for people to say. And you can't be surprised. You cannot be surprised that, with the attacks on Elon Musk and attacks on Tesla and the whole situation based off of the backs of him doing what he's doing with Doge would continue, and he to be affected a lot by it. Financially, he's probably lost billions of dollars. Who knows? But we know that this would happen. You knew that it would be a situation where, if there was a loss of revenue, a loss of stock performance at Tesla, that there would be storylines where they'd be talking about getting Elon Musk out of there as the leader of Tesla. And, he just had, like he did, he's just going to have to fight this storyline as best he can and continue to fight for Doge and continue to fight for Tesla if he wants to be the great CEO that everybody, thinks he is. I'm a fan of Tesla. I like Elon Musk. He comes up with some great stuff. I'm not one of those guys that is a hater of Elon Musk, because I think he's doing great things in great areas. I think the Doge thing, if we're really saving money when it comes to the federal government, I think that's great. So, I'm not going to, I don't think I think Tesla's doing well. I think he's taking a lot of hits because of his role with Doge. But, Tesla will bounce back. It's one of those companies where, it's just, you just got to weather the storm. People are hating on Tesla big right now, but the people who own Teslas and the own the Cybertrucks are saying how great they are. But even those people are dealing with, people vandalizing their property or making fun of them, or even unbefriending them because they own Teslas. And it's just horrible when it comes to a situation where people are being so affected by a vehicle. It's crazy. So, real quick, we're going to read this storyline about pretty much the same thing, and then I'm going to let y'all out of here. Because we want to get a couple of perspectives. We always want to get a couple of perspectives on these stories when we report them to you. All right, Elon Musk likely to remain Tesla CEO despite reported search for successor, analyst says. This is by Yahoo Finance by Lawrence Iliff, and this is from Thursday, May 1st. Elon Musk will likely remain as Tesla Inc. CEO for years despite the tension with the board of directors that reportedly led some members to start a search for his replacement. Analyst Dan Ives of Wedbush Securities said April 30th. The Wall Street Journal reported earlier April 30th that Tesla board members about a month ago reached out to executive search firms to find a new CEO amid falling sales, falling profits, and Musk's time commitment to the White House as an advisor. Tesla's board chair Robin Denholm denied the Journal report in a post on the X social media platform late April 3rd. They just using X as their way of reporting things now, huh? That's what you do. You take over a whole social media platform and then turn it into your own way of reporting the news about your company. There was a media report erroneously claiming that Tesla board had contacted recruitment firms to initiate a CEO search at the company. This is absolutely false, Denham said on Tesla's official X account. The CEO of Tesla is Elon Musk, and the board is highly confident in his ability to continue executing on the exciting growth plan ahead. Musk called the journal article deliberately false in a post on X. Ivy said in his research note that Musk and the Tesla board appeared to have resolved their issues. That came after Musk agreed to pull back from his role at President Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, Ivy said in a reaction to the journal report. While this was a very tense situation, we believe Musk clearly did the right thing. We believe Musk will remain CEO for at least 5 years at Tesla, and we'd be surprised if the board was still heading down this search path, Ivy said. The journal reported that the Tesla board told Musk he needed to spend more time at the automaker. We continue to believe Musk's days at the White House are now ending after this warning shot from the Tesla board, Ivy said. He had previously warned that the Musk government role was causing serious damage to the Tesla board. Musk said on Tesla's first quarter earnings call April 22nd that he would devote more time to Tesla and less time in his cost-cutting role at the controversial Doge agency. I think starting probably next month, May, my time allocation to Doge will drop significantly, Musk said, adding he would continue to spend 1 or 2 days per week on his government job. As some people know, there's been some blowback for the time I'm spending with the government, Musk said April 22nd. I think the work we're doing there is actually very important. Its first quarter earnings report, Tesla said net income fell 71% compared with a year earlier to $409 million. Automotive revenue fell 20% to $14 billion, and deliveries reported dropped percent to 336,681 vehicles. All right, we're going to stop it there. Okay, so the report of Tesla looking for a successor for Elon Musk was some bull jive. Basic storyline. Bull jive. Wall Street Journal, Democrats, people who don't like Doge, whatever, cooked up the storyline that they were looking for a successor for Elon Musk. He said it was bull jive. The big wig over at Tesla said it was big bull jive. So we have to understand that it's probably some bull jive. And it's probably just another attack on Elon Musk that we've seen a lot of over the last couple of months. What are we expecting? Any person who is against Trump is against Elon Musk. And that's a lot of folks. There's a lot of people out there against Trump and against Elon Musk. So these attacks are going to continue. We're going to continue to hear these stories, false or not. And people are just going to deal with them. Because that's what you deal with, stuff that's not true. You just deal with it, get it over with, and keep it moving. Because that's the only way to survive if you're successful in this world. People are going to say stuff about you. You're going to get enemies when you start becoming successful. And you can't get more successful than this. All right, guys, I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. I'm your boy, Chris Surratt. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Car Concierge Show. Please like, share, subscribe. Hit me in DMs if there's stuff that you want me to talk about. And I'm out of here. Peace.